Hey, Team Dominate. So, surprise, Amy asked me to jump in here and give a little bit of help to you guys. Not that you probably need it from me, but I'm honored that she asked, so I'm excited to be in here. And I'm gonna give you guys some tips on something that has transformed my business. I did not always have this system, and now I do, and I can honestly say that if it was not for this system, I would not be in the position that I am. I would not be the #1 income earner. I would not have $27 million in team sales, thanks to you guys and this system and everything else, of course. But I would not be able to be here without the system. So thank you, Amy, for having me on here. I'm excited to share this little bit with you guys. And maybe you guys have heard this before. However, I hear the same stuff over and over again, but for some reason it works for me. It works for me to hear the same things over and over sometimes because it lights me up and it gives me a huge fire underneath my feet. So it just helps a ton. So if you guys are brand new in the business, or thanks, Amy. Hi, guys. Hey, Sheena. Hey, Lori. Oh, there's Tyler. So 7 steps. 7 steps is basically the same exact steps that I go to every single time. Like I was saying before, whether you are brand new in this business or whether you just need some help, maybe keeping it going, keeping the wheel going, or maybe getting it started again if you have hit a slump. So my biggest advice is to get a drink before I do this, but I did not do that. Bear with me, I'm sorry. I think it's the allergies that are really killing me. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, write down 7 numbers. And on the first one, write down why. Now, the first step of onboarding, if you guys are new or if you're stuck, is you gotta know your why, and you've got to share that with somebody else. You gotta speak it out loud, whether it's your husband or your sponsor or your upline leader, whoever it is. You've got to get this stuff out there. You got to share it with somebody to make it real for you. Your why is going to be something that literally makes you cry, something that makes you want to do this so bad that you would rather put yourself in uncomfortable situations that rather than stay comfortable being where you are today. And so share your why with your sponsor. Write it down somewhere where you can see it, and constantly be reminded of that why. That's always the first step. And anytime you get stuck or in a slump, go back to your why and remember why you started this business. The next thing you want to know, number 2, is your time. You got to know how much time that you want to dedicate to this business, of course, and you want to share that with your sponsor so that way they can hold you responsible and hold you accountable, and that way you obviously know yourself what you are willing to put into this business. This is going to be a business that you will take massive sacrifices in order to accomplish your goals. If you guys are not making sacrifices today, you probably won't be growing very fast, and that's just the hard truth. You can do this steady and consistent, and you can make a really good earnings and decent money, and you can even retire on that. But if you guys are really trying to impact a lot of lives, as many as possible, and honestly, the more excited you are, the better your people will be excited. But know the time that you want to dedicate to this business, and know the time that you want to dedicate to your people, and write that down and be realistic with yourself. If you're not putting more time into it, then don't expect much more results, if that makes sense. And I'm saying that just as plain as I'm not getting onto anybody. I always feel like I'm getting onto everybody. You're not going to make any money if you don't put more time in. But it's true. You've got to make sacrifices, and you've got to put more time into this if you want more out of it. Number 3, your earnings. And I'm going to go into some other stuff too, so just hang with me a little bit. Number 3, your earnings. You want to know how much money that you are shooting for, that's something that's obtainable this month. If it's $500, if you're just starting out, that's a perfect amount of money to be shooting for. $500 can help save a marriage. $500 can change somebody's life. So start with $500, and as you continue to grow your business, you will up that goal of your earnings that you want. You just got to start out somewhere small, so that way you can check mark off that you accomplished that, so that way you can say, I did it, I was successful. Because knowing that you were successful and getting a big pat on the back for even a small goal is a big deal. You need to hear that. You need to hear that you've accomplished something, because the rest of your goals are going to be made the same exact way. They will grow as you grow. No, I don't have any. I'm sorry. Annie, I'm on a live video. Oh, be careful out there. Sorry. Annie got a cut. I'm sorry, baby. Be careful. Okay, sorry guys. Your number 4 thing that you want to know, and you got to write this down. This needs to be a living, breathing contact list. So write down contact lists. Always work on a contact list. If you guys have fallen away from your warm market, let's say you maybe have contacted everybody in your warm market. I guarantee you have not contacted everyone in your warm market. Even if they've told you no, or even if this is not for them, they can refer you to somebody that can potentially blow up your business. So don't leave anybody out. Go through your contact list again and just say, do you have anybody that would be interested in my business, or somebody that you have in mind? Could you help me reach out to some people as well? This can be so powerful in your business. So make sure that you guys are always writing down new contact lists. Whenever you first get started in this business, you're gonna write down a contact list, and it's typically gonna be the first people that you think about. However, you got to be continuously recycling that list, not going back to the same ones over and over. You want to make sure that you are adding to it. So continue to network with people. Even if you're new, even if you're old, you can always go out there and network with people. That is the number 1 tip that I can give you, is don't ever stop networking. And I have a video in my team page that talks about it. If you feel like you've gone out of league, you have gone through your warm market, how to get new warm market, and Eric Worre has a really good video on it too. So it really is as simple as that. Don't freak out if you guys are feeling like you're stuck in a slump and you don't have anybody else, or maybe your team has fallen away from you. You guys can't get to the next step that you want to go to with the team that you currently have today. So if you were wanting to earn more, hit that next rank, you're not going to do it with the team you have today. You're going to have to go out and recruit new people. And there's always magic behind recruiting new people. For some reason, it always fires up the rest of my team whenever they see that I'm working with somebody new. It encourages them to go find somebody new every single time. That's the only way that I can fire up my team, is show them that I've got a new rock star. And you know what? I might recruit 10 to 12 people. Honest here. I usually recruit 10 to 12 people before I find that one person who gets past maybe MMP rank, or even to MMP rank. And that's normal for me. So if that's happening to you guys now, let's say you've recruited a lot of people and you feel like it's their turn to start doing the business and start working it, go back to your recruiting. You will find that one person, I promise. It doesn't take very many people for you to sign up for you to be a millionaire. They typically say about 5 people will make you millionaire. So continue to look for those people who are going to do it. So, yay, good Shayna, I'm excited, yay. I'm always fired up, I'm always excited. I can't help it. So number 5, and now here's another thing. Before you go on to number 5, this is typically where I stop with my person if I'm brand new and kind of onboarding them. I let them start on their contact list, and then I schedule a follow-up call. And that's whenever I kind of do the welcome call. Make sure they're in the team pages, they're not overwhelmed, they know how to get into their back office. However, this is whenever the main point of the follow-up welcome call is scheduling the launch date and putting it in the calendar. 2 different ways that you should be doing your launch events also. Facebook Live and physical face-to-face with a meeting somewhere. It could be at a restaurant or anywhere. Plan both. I've done one and then I've done the other. I've done them both. Oh my gosh, if you guys can do both ways, it will help your results a ton, because a lot of these people that you guys are gonna be signing up are not gonna be local to you, and you don't wanna leave them out. So make sure that you do a Facebook Live. And if you are brand new and you've never been to a presentation or never done one and you're nervous, you can ask your sponsor to help you do one also. You guys can go split screen, or you can have her do it. Those are super powerful. So I know teams who are executive director teams that have literally built through Facebook Live. So don't leave that out. It's super powerful. So now that you've got that launch event scheduled, and that's the number 5 of the onboarding, you've got number 6 and number 7, which are Smart Start. Number 6 is Smart Start. That means you're teaching your new market partner Smart Start, or if you're new, you go learn Smart Start. It is very simple. Stick with very simple basic rules here. A confused mind says no. So if you verbally vomit too much information on your brand new market partners, they will probably freak out and hide underneath a rock. The only thing that they want to know is I did the right thing. Because whenever people sign up, they're probably freaking out thinking, did I do the right thing? And the more complicated you make it, the more they're going to, curl back and want to die. Sorry, my father-in-law is calling me. I'm going to have to call him back. So the one thing that you just want to do is reassure them that they did the right thing, that you were there for their support, and that you teach them the block bonus and the Mo neighborhood bonus. 12 VIP customers and 3 market partners. Make it really, really easy for them. And if people are hesitant to launch, Lori, I try my hardest to get something scheduled and just say, we're gonna do it. If you wanna be successful and you're relying on me, then we're gonna do it. I will set the date for them. I will say, you invite so and so many people, whether it's online or face-to-face. Either way, you've got to get them into action. And sometimes it does take you helping them get into action right away before they feel comfortable doing it. And it's really scary the first, second, third time that they do this, but if they can continue on past that and do it on their own, then you've got a leader. Now, if they do not want to do the launch event, they want to do this on their own, you cannot force these people to work their business. So that might be your cue. If they are like, no, I'm not doing a launch event. No, I don't want to do this onboarding. No, I don't want to do the trainings. I don't want to do anything you're telling me to do. That's someone who's not coachable. You're going to have to love them where they're at and let them sit on the bench. If that's where they want to sit, you're going to have to love them on the bench until they're ready to get up and play the game. So work with the people who want to get up to bat right now, and don't waste your time on those people who really don't want it, because you're just going to ruin relationships with them anyway. So that's my advice on that. And I have had to leave people where they are and go work with other people. And I've had those people get mad at me saying that I play favoritism. Well, I'm like, well, if you would give me a job, if you would allow me to help you, if you've got people for me to talk to, I'm here. So just ask. That's all you have to do is ask. But sometimes your market partners will try to throw the blame on the upline for their lack of success because they don't have the will to actually get out there and take action and do things. And recognizing that right away, if they are one of those people, the one thing that you can do as a leader is reach out to their contacts. Get them to connect you to their contacts and take over from there. Take over their contacts and be the leader. Kendall Weldon is not in my front line. Sorry, my father-in-law keeps calling me. I'm sure he wants advice on his campaign. I apologize. I have my other phone. No, my other phone's in the other room. Okay, so where was I? I'm so sorry. He got me distracted. Help me out. What was I saying? Keep moving on. Yes, you got to keep moving on. I don't remember what I was talking about. Scroll moment. Anyway, let me think. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me where I left off. We could be here all day. Okay, so if they are not wanting to do the business, you keep moving on. Okay, Kendall Weldon, that's what I was talking about. Thank you, Lori. So Kendall Weldon is not in my front line. I sponsored a girl from my old hometown who signed up in the business, and she worked in a salon. And I said, go take that product to those hairstylists in there right now. Go take them. So as soon as she got her product back, she went and took product to the first hairstylist she took it to was Kendall Weldon. Kendall Weldon used the products, didn't think much of it. Her client started saying, this is really good product. Like, what did you do different to my hair? And Kendall was then thrown. I asked Heather to add me to a group chat with Kendall so that way I could reach Kendall, because Heather wasn't getting back to me as quickly as I was hoping. Things like that. I could just kind of tell that maybe she wasn't as go-getter as I was. I was ready to work. I needed a new M&B leg so I could, do the Hawaii trip. I was trying to earn the Hawaii trip. I needed an M&B, so I was like, get me in contact with this girl. So I got onto a 3-way chat, and I started talking to Kendall, and Kendall started asking questions, and I worked with Kendall first on. Now, Heather Roach, the girl who signed up Kendall, still to this day does not want to do the business. She says she doesn't want to work that hard, and that is perfectly fine. She earns this many dollars today, and that's perfectly fine. If she ever decided to work this business down the road, I would help her, but right now I work with Kendall because Kendall deserves my time. So if that helps, he's very adamant about calling me. Oh my goodness, can you guys give me just 1 second? 1 second in a live video. He keeps calling me. It's my father-in-law. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, so explain smart, start to get back on track. And then number 7 is MMP. Whenever you guys are explaining this stuff, explain MMP to where it's very, very simple. If you've got to draw it out for people, draw out, here's a market partner, and here's you, here's the line. This person needs 300, this person needs 300, and you need 300 and a total of 1,200 in sales. The reason why I want you guys to explain MMP next after Smart Start is because MMP can be a little bit more complicated. So As you get to number 7, MMP, you guys will be learning as you go. Tell them that they don't have to know this stuff. It's your job to make sure that they know what they need next for their rank. And then you guys are gonna have to take initiative. Make sure that you uphold that promise that you showed them. You guys will help them to hit MMP. If it's, 2 weeks till closeout like it is today, let them know, hey, you need 1 more market partner. You need 400 more PV. So let's get a couple more VIP customers. How's your people doing? Can I help you with their reach outs? Can I do a live video for you? Another launch, a soft launch event. Just because you guys had your first initial launch event does not mean that you don't want to continue doing these exposures. Continue doing them. And also exposures, it does take 4 to 6 exposures before you get somebody to sign up in the business. So make sure that you are reaching out to your people continuously and don't give up on them. It does take several times before people will say yes. And as soon as you hear an obligation, say like these lawsuits and articles and stuff, you guys were winning them. The judge laughed at the 800-page documentation that they filed against us. He laughed and dropped it. So this is what's happening with the other ones too. So you guys just hang tight. There's always going to be naysayers and haters. You guys know exactly what we have. You guys know what Monata is all about. And as long as you're convicted, everyone else is going to be sold too. As long as you know that we are in the good, and as long as you guys know that what we have is true and good products, then everyone else is going to be sold. So just stay true to that and stay positive. Do not look to the left or right. When all this white noise and distractions are going on, you guys stay solely focused. And one way to stay focused is to remember the onboarding. Go back to steps 1 and re-onboard yourself so that way you can get inspired again and you know that you are on the right track. This business is a rinse and repeat business. It literally is the same thing over and over and over again. The only difference is that you're going to be meeting new people and you are going to be growing all the time. And that's exciting. You will grow whenever you do the same things over and over, but you add in personal development and you add in more people to go out there and you help impact more lives. So the more people you get to know, the more that you guys get to do, the more you get to know your market partners and your prospects, the more that you can serve those people. So get out there and continue to network. And I hope that this helps a little bit. You guys are absolutely incredible. And thank you, Amy, so much for allowing me to do this. And you guys, I'm glad that you guys are on here right now because that means that you are at least slightly interested in working your business. We are about to hit another upswing in the business. So if you guys are not rapidly working your business right now, you might be left behind. So make sure that you do everything you can possible to do your part in going out there to keep the upswing happening because we are about to explode again. I can feel it and I know other people feel it. My phone's been blowing up nonstop. And so you guys hang in there and put your feet on the ground, go to work and go out there and help change people's lives. And thank you guys so much for being amazing. Thank you, Amy, for having me on here. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.